Awaken Dream Synergy was born out of me hearing everyone's projects and being like, these people need to get together. And it's kind of ended up being a job for me to help support everyone. And I love to do that. But it puts me in this strange and interesting place of not only like excitingly getting to hear everyone's projects, but also seeing how it's synergizing and doing my best to like link the links or but also, you know, I have been working in this sector for 20 years or so. So that's why I feel so excited to finally have a group of people that are on board with the similar ideas as me, which is consciousness. How do we bring consciousness around in technology and innovations and gamification and creation? So because I worked in systems, technological systems, designing them, it makes me very excited to know like a group of minds and people who are motivated to create like this. But it also puts me in an interesting and strange place because I've had all these visions for 20, 30 years about how we can create all this stuff. And then I've started every little bit of it here and there. So I'm learning, okay, how does it work to support and see the whole, but like help weave that whole or the harmony of my pearl that helps me understand where where I can help. So that's been a lot of work for me, but it also goes along with a lot of my creations. Like I was writing the New Earth Nomads book was a step into a marketplace for consciousness people, but about how New Earth Nomads come alive as walking the earth in a new way. So that's like what's the new way that's thriving, that's healthy for the world. And because I've seen a lot of people here in Tulum who make it actually fashionable to be conscious, but whether they're actually doing that, it's all questionable because they've got it like a little bit here and a little bit there, but they don't have a full scope. So about how to make a whole scope of really getting onto consciousness type of paths. That's New Earth Nomads, and we're making a wiki and would like your contribution to be more like we're all creating that together, and then you can upvote the input, and then that can be a guidebook down the line, and with photography and vision, and it goes along with Nana's 649 because we had the same vision of here in Tulum. I've been creating this thing called Reverie Rituals, which is about like I love dance music, and to dance to music that and to I had a workshop called Dance Alchemy, and it's about how you dance into life, the celebration, the thriving, the value, the love. And that was a successful dance workshop, except for that I fell into a depression due to my work and people. So I lost that gig and didn't get it back up, but I did see that it was very, very helpful. So the Reverie Rituals idea is how to bring dance music and meditation together into one place and be in reverie of earth and reverie of yourself and in reverie of nature and recognizing the nature of ourselves and the rhythm of that. So, and then I have a meditation course. I teach people meditation. And then I also had tuning your vessel. So chakra attunements, or like Dr. Joe Dispenza would say, like the energy center attunement. So I've been working with Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. And then when I went, anyway, I'm not going to explain everything, but so being a user experience designer, I envision the chakras, I envision how we energetically exchange information from, the human to the relation to the group to the network to the globe to the cosmos pretty regularly. So, and that's what's in my meditation. And that's also what I'm working on drawing up in the Miro board for our stuff. And so we can see how we all interlink for Awaken Dream Synergy. And that's a part of my book that I also wanted to start later, which I wasn't ready, but it seems to be here, is potential for wholeness and totality, which is how do we become whole humans by enlightening or becoming more brilliant in our, and releasing misalignments and blockages in the chakras and the energy centers and the feeling scape and sense of the human body embodiment. But then that's also a Kundalini awakening. So what happens is people get spiritual emergencies at that point because they don't know what to do with all their networks. So to have an entire network of systems like Gino is working with, tensegrity, like Gino is working with, like, oh, we're going into a mass awakening. So what do we do with the people that don't know how to how to work with their spirit, their Kundalini awakening, which makes you crazy. You hear all these voices. People don't have a center, they don't have a core, they don't know where they're operating from. They have all these different voices and different cultures and different disassociating experiences, PTSD. So how to center into that, that's my work based in the chakras, the guided meditations, all the and then Rephrase Me, which is about how we can, when people are in that spot of like going through their loops and getting stuck, they can become a seeker and decide, I need to find out more information. So it's basically a database on searching for how to shift your reality. And it's based in words, and then it can go on to sounds and video and imagery. And it's about getting the global information on that level to shift your vibe. So I'm all about how we can work with our vibration, our inner vibration, and all the technology that I create is about that. And to me, Awakened Dream Synergy is about that. And that's why we have guidelines about how to work with Awakened Dream Synergy, and why we're working on being the gift rather than, being stuck in the straw hat shadow, because I've already spent enough years in the shadow. It didn't do anything for me but make me sad and almost die. So I don't want that for us. And because I'm a really vital human being that has a lot to offer this earth, and the shadow has kept me down, and other people's shadow, my shadow, whatever, all of us integrating shadows. Let's not integrate that anymore. Let's integrate the gifts. Let's prop up the gifts. Let's look at the values in everyone. And there's a lot of people who have so much to offer, but they can't offer it because people want to tear them apart. So that's not what this group is about, and neither are our innovations. So we support innovations for bringing us up. And that said, Awakened Dream Synergy is looking at making a token for the whole group. So one of the reasons why this call is to get like, okay, who wants to participate? Do you want to get funding for your thing? We have a certain amount of funding we're going to work on, and we're making this ecosystem of who's what we are, and so we can receive buyers for the tokens for all of us as an ecosystem, and then give it to each other evenly. But we have to decide who's in what groups, and what's ready, what's a part of the ecosystem, and talking with different parties about that, because a lot of people have different ideas. And we all have our different ecosystems that we're working with. So I'm working on how we can harmonize all those ecosystems, and doing my best to also put my value in. A lot of times, if I'm on the phone all the time, constantly, which I am with this group a lot of the time, it can be 20 to 40 hours a week for me, just being in phone calls and arranging this thing, or arranging whatever we're arranging, working on trying to get people to synergize and collaborate, and sending out information, putting up links. It's you don't see the background, but I'm in like 10 different groups in regards to Awakened Dream Synergy. So it's so for me, I'm still finding also my place, because I see, oh, look, that person's got that. Oh, okay, I don't have to do that. Oh, that person's got that. Okay, I don't have to do that. So in my own personal resonance and harmony, I'm a little bit like, I'm seeing how I can best help, but also putting in my gifts. So finding that balance for me is I need to have time off where I don't talk to anyone, where I turn off the computer, where I do. Otherwise, I'm just helping everyone, and then I don't get to do anything so, except for help everyone. And then what are you guys giving back to me? But like telling me I'm not doing anything, which is not fun. So it's hurtful, actually. So I would really appreciate any kind of grace and gratitudes. And also, we're accepting donations. So people keep on suggesting that, considering that I'm putting so much time. But hopefully it'll pan out with some of us getting some funding for our works, including all of us. Thank you for listening.
Beautiful, Denise. Thank you for filling out your first talk.
I still don't know if I answered the questions, though.
Well, you covered a lot of areas beyond what others had also, and brought in the token as a as a transition economics to help us manifest these a little easier beside this synergy, to bridge that gap for the still the fiat that we have to work with yet. But I think it's your gifts have always shown so brightly. I don't know what you're talking about, not seeing them. I've been seeing them since the first time I met you.
Well,
but I
you can see
do
that kind of
recognize,
stuff, not others can.
I do recognize that the shadow gets in the way for all of us, right? There, everyone's got dirty windows they're looking through a little bit, and it's no fault of their own. They were just, that's what their experience has been. And there's genetic smudges on the windows, right? That go back even further, that color our experience. And how it colors our experience, we sometimes think about how it colors our experience inbound, but it also colors our experience outbound, meaning how we express ourselves goes through a similar lens, a similar filter, a similar interpretation of experience. So I think that when we start really starting to recognize what's behind the lens, you know, that's those true gifts, those illuminations, as you call them, right? When we really start to just see those and ask questions of those and pull that into the light, the shadow doesn't stand a chance. And that's what I want to see for everyone on these calls, is